Peace and power, family. It's your girl B from Unturi here with our very first vlog. Hey, celebrate with me. I'm super tired, but I told myself that I was gonna do this video today, so you gonna get this video today. Okay, because it is April 1st and it is officially the first day of my journey on the artist way. Okay, and let me tell y'all, this is not my first attempt. Okay, I first heard about the artist way in like 2020, 2021, and one of my homies was telling me about the morning pages and how they had changed his life and like how he was really trying and all of that. And I was like, oh, I journal one page a day. I can do 3. That's nothing, right? And that's really all I thought it was. Like I watched maybe like a little 5-minute video clip of Julia Cameron talking. I hope that's her name. Talking, and then I was like, oh yeah, baby, I could do morning pages. I can take myself on dates. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the message. And that probably lasted about 3 months of me doing 3 pages a day of morning pages, because let me tell you, writing 3 pages, even as a writer, is extremely hard, especially first thing in the morning as soon as you wake up. And in all actuality, like the first thing I do when I wake up is scroll. So it was very hard for me to break that habit to practice the morning pages first thing and not to get to my morning pages and be already feeling some type of way because I scrolled first, right? So yeah, 2021 was my first time actually attempting to move through the artist way, kind of, sort of, like at least the practices, right? And then maybe last year, I tried to do it again, and I actually made it to week 4. Now, I feel like this was in the beginning of the year because I always like to try new things in the beginning of the year. Um, and I was going through it because 2023 I lost like 6 people, bro. Between February and October. So I was just out of my creative bag. Like I just was not feeling creative at all. And I'm like, okay, maybe if I read the book, that'll help me get back in my bag. And I was doing good. I'm lying. So I was doing okay. Well, I can say good. I can say good. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna start being hard on myself. I was doing good because I was answering the questions, like I was doing the task, right? I just wasn't doing them all the way out, like the way that I envision they're supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like there's one task that is like, tell us about your monsters and like why they're monsters or something like that. And like write a letter to one of your monsters and tell them why they were wrong. Like tell them off and defend yourself or something like that. And baby, when I tell you, I put names and locations, maybe even years. And then I was like, you was wrong. You would be F you. Don't be mean to Brittany no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really giving, like not trying, just doing it to say it was done. And I actually stopped on week 4. And if you know what week 4 is, then you know. But if you don't know, then I'm gonna tell you it's anger. Okay, it's anger. And I could not make it past whatever them task was for anger. I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. Right. So that was my second attempt. And then my third attempt, because this is my 4th attempt, my third attempt was at the beginning of this year because I wanted to do the 12-week year, right? And one of my practices for the 12-week year was like leaning into my creativity. Again, I lost my grandmother in May of last year. So after losing 6 people and then one of my favoriteest people in the whole freaking world in May, I really was like pooped creatively. I was just like, everything that I'm putting out is about grief. Everything that I'm putting out is sad. And I actually don't want to be sad anymore. So I'm not going to put nothing out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was going through. And it was tough. But I'm like this again, thinking that this practice will help me lean in, help me face the shit and like do it anyway, right? And that didn't work because I There's some stuff going on outside my house. And y'all, I don't know how to edit, so you gonna get all of it. If the dogs start barking, if somebody knock on the door, if something fall, yeah, gonna get it all. Okay. But why it didn't work the third time when I was trying to begin the year with the 12-week year was because in my mind, I had already done the work, right? So I had already done the first 3 weeks task. So I was like, oh, I don't have to do it this time because I already did it. And then not doing it all the way. By the time I got to the 4th week again, I was like, I'm not feeling this. I still don't want to do it. I still can't make it past this anger. So yeah, I quit again. So I'm back again to try again because I've been inspired. There's been a lot of talk around the artist way lately. One, because of Doechii. I love Doechii. Okay. Like, I love her. And I'm so inspired by her journey. Like, literally 5 years ago, she lost her job, and 5 years later, look at her. Like, she's literally rocking this shit. Like, best freaking artist out right now, in my opinion. And I love it because she's so authentic. She's so her. She's so real. And that's something that I really, really, really want to be through my art. Like, I do not want my art to be sugar coated. I don't want it to be fake and put together. I want it to be real and raw. So I'm so inspired. And I saw that she vlogged about the artist way. And another inspiration is my homegirl, Michelle. She started her vlogging path, career, whatever the fuck. She started blogging recently, and I am just always so inspired by my homies and by my friends. And I watched her vlog. It was an hour. This ain't gonna be no hour. I think it was even an hour and a half. This ain't gonna be no hour and a half. But I was just so encouraged by her, like, moving through that process and being real and like talking through the shit. So I was like, I guess I can blog or vlog about my artist way journey. And what that's gonna look like is this. I'm gonna be talking to y'all about whatever the topic is for the week on my first video, and then the next video that I will do will be a check-in, and then and it'll keep going like that. So you'll get 2 videos a week. Prayers up. And I'm really, really inspired by myself too, because I did the 12-week year and I made progress. Like, I reached a lot of my goals, and I'm not going to tell y'all about that because that's not what it's about. But I did get to the end of the 12 weeks, and a lot of my conditions for satisfaction were fulfilled. And I was like, oh, I can do this, right? Like, I can put my mind to something for 12 weeks and come out on the other end better, stronger, more aligned, more confident, walking more in my purpose, more in alignment. And I'm like, what better way to do that than to do a 12-week program that's already laid out for me? Like, I literally don't have to come up with the shit. I just got to do it. And proving to myself that I could do a 12-week challenge already, I'm like, I can finish this artist way. Like, I can move through it. Okay. And I'm going to. And these are kind of like my accountability journals to make sure that I move through these 12 weeks. So, week 1, child. Week 1, day 1. Welcome. How you doing? Week 1 is safety, and safety is so like, I love the idea of safety. I will say that I have been fighting to feel safe for a very, very long time in my life, and I thinking about safety in terms of creativity and art is so powerful, because one of the ways that I have felt the most safe in my life is through my creativity, is through expressing myself through my art. Like, my art is my safe space. It is the place that I go to release those hard things, to talk about those hard things, to face those hard things. And I just think that's a beautiful way to start off. So I'm like, okay, girl, you cooking with something. You got some grease in that pot, and I'm gonna let you cook. Okay. So yeah, man, that's where we at. We in the safety week, and I'm not gonna tell y'all what the task is because y'all need to read the book, support your girl Julia, and get into it. But I will talk about two things that she brings up in this, like the overview that she gives for this chapter. And the two things are support and shadow artists. Right. So as far as support, I think a big thing for me as an artist is that I have always felt like my people supported my art, right? Like I haven't always shared it, but when I did share it, people was like, "Oh, this is good. Like keep going. This is great," right? So I always felt like I had support in my art, but I think that like the biggest block or the biggest hater of my work was always me, right? So the outside world was always like, yeah, woo woo, go be, yes, you're great, go, we love you, we want to support you. And I was like, why? Wow, I'm talking about this really hard stuff, this really sad stuff, this really weird stuff. A lot of my stuff sound the same. And it took me a while to realize that like that's your creative voice. Like you have your way of sounding, just like Beyonce got her way of sounding, and like everybody has their own sound, right? And that's not a bad thing. But yeah, I started writing poetry in the third grade. Like was in a karate art contest, and I knew I couldn't paint. And I was like, this is not my strength, but my strength is writing. Mr. Art Teacher, his name was Mr. Glass, I believe. I hope that is his name. But yeah, I was like, Mr. Art Teacher, I ain't got it in me to be painting for this art, this karate art project. Can I do poetry instead? He's like, yeah, man, that's art. Do your thing. And I made it up to a green belt, and I was so proud. So I just kept going. Like I kept going. I know we did like a little I am um, compilation book, and when I was in the fifth grade, and honestly, my fifth grade teacher, I know her name, Mrs. Graham. She one of my monsters, right? And I'll tell you why. Because when I was in the fifth grade, I wrote a novel, or I tried to write a novel, and I got all the way to page 250. And let me tell you what the novel is about before I tell you what she did that makes her one of my biggest monsters that literally stopped me from writing for years because of this lady, especially novels. Like I'm still working on my very first novel now, and it's been like 5 years because I think I still got trauma from fifth grade because of this lady. But anyway, the novel was about Alicia Keys and Usher, my booze. And they was a homeless couple, and they had 3 kids, and they was going on something like American Idol or like You've Got Talent or whatever those shows was back in the day. And they were like trying to win so they wouldn't be homeless no more. And like I was talking about their journey and like how they were moving through homelessness, how they were moving through the competition, like all the traveling and like things they had to do and the support that they had to get in order to make it out of this. And of course they was gonna win, but I was all the way to page 250. And mind you, this is like notebook paper, and I knew it was that because the paper that she had gave us had like name and page number, and it was front and back, so it was really like half of 250, but whatever. Front and back. And I was writing in class. Like I had finished my work because yes, I was one of them kids. I was a scholar. I was in AIG, academically and intellectually gifted. Yes, I was one of them, right? So it wasn't hard for me to get my work done so that I could do what I wanted to do, which was write, right? And I was supposed to be doing math, and I had did my math, but I was working on it while everybody else was working on day math. And she thought that I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing, and she snatched it up and she threw it in the trash can, y'all. And yeah, I still got some feelings about that because I can feel it in my body just how tight and angry. See, I can't get it past anger because that really did like break my little soul. It really did. It tore me up. And I I just have no words because why would you ever stomp on a child's dreams like that? Like I was a fifth grade teacher. I would have never done that to one of my students. Like that is crazy. She was probably racist, but you know, we're not gonna go there. Um, yeah, man. But that outside of her, that hater, right? I had so much support, but that event is like a canon event in my writer's story. And I really felt like I was wrong for wanting to write. Like I really felt like I was bad for wanting to lean into that part of myself that wanted to express myself through writing. And I think that's what made me a shadow artist, which is like what the other overview of the first week is. And a shadow artist is basically somebody who is like an artist in the dark, right? So they're like an undercover artist. They just don't know it yet. They really want to be, but they ain't popped out yet. And I promise you, until the pandemic hit, that was me. Like I was not sharing my work. I was not even writing in a real way. Like shout out Gigi Green. I was using her prompts to like write because I needed something to like encourage me while I was in law school. Because, yeah, instead of being a writer and getting an MFA, I decided to study political science and go to law school and get a joint degree in law, community, and social change, right? And when the pandemic hit, art literally saved my life. Like, I wrote my book. This one right here, so I'm gonna show y'all. Sometimes I cry. My very first book and my second book to all my students, which is a book to my kindergartners, which was the last grade I taught before I went to law school. I wrote both of those books during the pandemic to remain sane. Like I was like, I need something to focus on that is going to fill me up, that is going to make me feel like I'm walking in my purpose and that I'm doing something that I really care about. And those books came from that, right? And that's really how I popped out of the shadow artist bag. Like I am not, I'm like, I am an artist. Like I am a poet. I am somebody who is a writer, right? And from there, I think the pandemic shut us down in like February 2020. I released this book March 25th, 2020. From there, I started blogging, child. I started a podcast. Like the whole artist bee just popped the freak out and was like, this is what we're going to do to survive. And you have to do this to survive, which is why I know that creating is a part of who I am and what I need to be doing to be walking in my purpose right now. Like, yes, I am going to go back and take the bar. No, I have not taken the bar yet. I graduated in 2021 and my mental health was shot. Like, literally, poetry was the only thing that was keeping me going. So, there was no way that I would have paid all that money and pretended to study for all them months to fail the bar because I just was not in the place. And I think that after this first 12-week year, I'm absolutely in a better place and that I can lean into the discomfort of law and study and go back and take the bar. But I really do believe that creating is a part of what I'm supposed to be doing, regardless if I'm a lawyer, attorney, or not, right? Regardless if I'm doing community organizing, which is actually what I ended up doing after graduating law school, instead of writing, instead of going back to teaching, I started community organizing, and I did that because I really do believe that organizing is the way that we're going to get free, right? Is the way that we're going to be liberated from these oppressive systems that have been choking us for hundreds and hundreds of years. Like, I really do think organizing is the answer. And it did keep me going. Like, it did help me maintain my sanity. It helped me build community. It helped me just stay motivated to keep going and to keep moving and to keep breathing and to keep being, right? But after all of that loss, even community organizing could not hold me together, right? So in December, I decided to peace out and lean into creativity full time, which is again how we got to trying to do the artist way again, and it ain't work. So yeah, here we are, babe. Here we are, week one, day one. I did my morning pages this morning, first thing before I picked up my phone. And I think that's such a key part because you're supposed to dump like your thoughts and like what's coming up for you and what you're thinking. And it was super hard for me to do this morning. Like I literally started with like, hello, I'm back again, because I actually have been doing the 3 pages. I just haven't been doing like the artist date and the different tasks since I started over again in January. So I really think that I also wanted to share some things that come up in the book around core negative beliefs, right? And one of my core negative beliefs is the fear of the unknown. Like, what we know about artists is that they starving, and baby, I like to eat. Okay, and like the people who are successful, they got so many other things going on that I just don't have the energy and capacity to be doing. And it really does scare me. Like, I really do feel like there is a lack of safety in being an artist because of that unknown territory, because you don't know how people are going to receive your work. You don't know if you're going to blow up. You don't know how many copies you're going to sell. You don't know if people are going to book you. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. And that, excuse me, see, like it's coming up. That unknown, ooh, that tears me up. That really, really tears me up. But I think that doing the artist way is one way that I can face that. It's one way that I can honor that part of me and be like, well, let's figure it out, babe. Let's see. Let's try. Let's do the work. Let's go to work. Okay? Let's put ourselves out there. And we will really see what a difference it makes, right? To face the unknown, to move through the unknown, and to let it flow and to let it be and to see. So I really wanted to name that because I think a lot of us are shadow artists and we are afraid of the unknown. We're not afraid of failure. We're not afraid of success because we done been there and we done that, right? We are afraid of like, what is the journey going to look like? Like, can you just tell me just a little bit about what it's going to look like and what I'm going to have to do and who I'm going to have to see and who I'm going to have to be? And that's just not the reality. You see, the poet is in me. Like, it's who I am. I can't talk regular. Like, I talk in cursive. And I love that about myself. And I think it's just another affirmation that I am where I'm supposed to be. And speaking of affirmations, I want to end this vlog with an affirmation or two because I pull cards. Yes, I do reading. So if you ever need a reading, hit your girl up, patreon.com/unto-read with B-U-N, the number 2 R-E-W-B. If you want to book a reading, babe. But yes, I pull cards, and I think that pulling cards for these videos will help me stay grounded and affirmed in what I'm doing, even if nobody ever watches it. I think the average watch time on my YouTube videos is 2 minutes. And I ain't mad at it, but we need more than that to make some coin from this, right? So if you made it this far, I think you deserve an affirmation. So I'm gonna give you one or two today. Today's is, can y'all see that? I love these cards created by Lonnie. I will link them down because I think she's about to come out with another deck, baby. They've been sold out for so long. This one says, the world needs my light and I let my light shine bright. I'm like, this is so perfect for about to do a vlog because it's like, that fear of the unknown. What am I even going to say in the vlog? What's going to come up? Am I going to mess up? And all of those things. It's just like, I know I shine bright, baby. And this is just a reminder that the world needs that. The world needs people who don't care about messing up, because mistakes means that I'm trying. Mistakes means that I'm putting myself out there, right? Perfection is not real. I'm all about the progress, baby. I'm not about perfection. So I think this card was super on time, super on point, and I'm super grateful for it. The last affirmation, or the next one and the last one, is, can y'all see it? I just think the artwork is so beautiful. I have faith in my ability to build the life I've always dreamed of. Okay. And I think that goes right in alignment with doing this artist way, right? I have dreamed of being a creative, of sustaining my livelihood with my creativity. And this card is affirming that I have the faith. As long as I have the faith, I can create the life that I dream of. So I think those two cards were so Perfect. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this, 25 minutes. And I will see y'all on Monday with some affirmations, task updates, and a little bit of check in around how the week went before we get into week 2. Love y'all.